Driving down the road, you come across many trucks that just have letters on them instead of names, like CRST. But do you ever wonder what the letters stand for? You see lots of trucks with letters like CRST, USA Truck, CR England, ABF, and many more lettered trucks that are a puzzle. I'm Logan, the 64th Gear Jammer Skeele, and I'm going to try to unravel the mystery of one of those lettered trucks. We all know that ABF stands for Arkansas Best Freight, but what does CRST stand for? I'll let you in on the secret in a minute, so smash the like button to find out. New Mexico was sweet, but now I'm in Iowa. Cedar Rapids, to be exact. Home of Cedar Rapids Steel Transport. Well, at one time. Now it is CRST. My stop here at the CRST Center stems from a dealer-exclusive release from DCP by First Gear. I'll talk about it a little later on, so stick around. This brand new center was occupied in 2020 to accommodate expected growth in the coming years and will probably be too small before they know it. CRST stands for Cedar Rapids Steel Transport. Cedar Rapids Steel Transport was founded in 1955 by Herald Smith and his wife Miriam. Herald must have been a heck of a character to start a trucking company with no trucks, no customers, and very little money. To top it off, he started out in a refurbished chicken coop that he and his wife bought for the whopping sum of $125. He was a slick talker, as he was able to convince Chicago steel firms that he could save them money. Then he had to slick talk some more to contract owner-operators to haul the steel back from Chicago to the Cedar Rapids area. This probably wasn't too hard to do, since these owner-operators were hauling livestock to Chicago and returning empty. So even a small paid load on the return home was a big help to these truckers. Later on, Smitty purchased his own trucks and expanded beyond the Chicago to Cedar Rapids route. So you see, if you have a dream and persistence, you can turn that dream into a $1.5 billion annual revenue company over 67 years. Today, CRST is still a privately held, family-owned trucking company that went from owning no trucks to being one of the nation's leading providers of transportation services with over 4,500 trucks on the road. In 1974, Cedar Rapids Steel Transport changed its name to CRST. This name is actually more fitting since they went from being a steel carrier in the beginning to a general freight hauler. Now, let's talk about DCP by First Gear's dealer exclusive IH Transtar 2 for CRST.
And here we go, guys. This is the International CO 4070B Transtar 2 pulling a 40-foot dry van, their old vintage dry van, for CRST. It is a DCP by First Gear release, and it is one of their dealer exclusives, so it was a co-op run. Item number is 60-1066. And here it is out of the box. Isn't that sharp? The gold cab and the white trailer with the big CRST lettering on it. Now, let's start off with the trailer. It's got white sides, CRST written right down the side of the trailer, and then up on the front corner it says CRST. That's great for the drivers. They can see the trailer when it's backed into a dock. This trailer appears to have a new 5-hole Bud style wheel. This I have not seen this wheel before, so it looks like they've tooled up a new wheel to go with these vintage trucks. And this wheel actually looks pretty good for the era. It's much more correct than the wheel they usually put on these vintage trucks and trailers. Underneath, it has the air brake canisters on the rear axles. It has working suspension, nice soft rubber tires, and it's also got the standard screw down type landing gear. Kingpin for any of the trucks with a straight kingpin fifth wheel on the back of the trailer. White mud flaps with the CRST logo on them. CRST tampoed across the doors, plus a big box logo for them. There's also a trailer number up here, 32021, and then it has a caution, this truck makes wide right turns logo on it. Doors do open on this trailer to show a detailed drive-in interior, wood floor, wood walls, and the roof clearance lights just tampoed across the top. Passenger side of the trailer here looks just like the driver's side. Round on the front, you can see the CRST on each corner, plus the trailer number on each corner. Tampoed so that you can see it kind of wrapped around. It looks really nice. And then there's that box logo there. Anyway, let's set this thing off to the side and then talk about the tractor. And here we go. This is DCP's International Transtar 2, the CO4070B model. This was their very first vintage truck they ever made, was this cab. And they didn't make a nice wheel. They used to use the standard modern wheels on them back then, or Dayton wheels, 5-spoke Daytons. They finally made a nice 5-hole Bud style wheel to go with this truck. Fuel tanks, steps. Now the mirrors and the air horns and deck plates up on top appear to be the only chrome, plus that's it. That's the only chrome. Oh, the bezels around the individual jewel style headlights are also chrome. The grab bars on the side, they are just wire and bent and put in place. Little vent door there is tampoed in silver. Then you see that box logo tampoed on the toolbox door. CRST, Cedar Rapids Steel Transport, Inc., Cedar Rapids, Iowa, tampoed on the door, plus all of its numbers for running in Iowa, Illinois, and wherever else they might run this truck. Back then, you had lots and lots of numbers and lots of license plates. Round on the front, what do you know? They put an Iowa license plate. This is the first DCP I've seen with the actual license plate. It's got the International written out above the grill. Instead of chrome, the grill is painted in body match gold. 1955 for the truck number, CRST on both sides, then the box logo there. Also, it has little individual jewel style amber painted turn signals, the box style that hang off the side just like the real one. Interior is got black seats, but the rest of the interior is gray, and the steering wheel is black. And it does actually have a bunk in the back because you can't see that far into this one. Up here you can see the 2 air horns. They're chrome plated. Roof lights are molded into the cab. Then they're silver with orange paint, well, yellow paint for the amber lenses. They did a great job. I was always a fan of this particular tooling. And I really liked the real truck because it was so cool with this rolled over. It looked like it had some styling designed into a cab over instead of just a box on wheels. Over on this side, you can see the air cleaner and the air filter right there, the big high mount intake, and then the exhaust. Now, you didn't chrome plate them on this truck. They are just painted silver, which is more accurate. Got the same wheel, same logo, same everything here. Transtar 2 is there above the step, and then there's a step hanging under the filter. Onto the back of the truck, CRST white mud flaps, some DOT striping, which probably wouldn't have been on this truck back then. Brake lights are tampoed red. The chassis is die cast, the cab is die cast. This 5th wheel here, though, it's a plastic piece. And then it has quarter fenders, and they're just black. All black for the quarter fenders. Chrome deck plate and chrome step plate. Air lines and electric lines are right there. Then you can see the exhaust right there, painted in silver, which is more prototypical than the chrome. The only thing about this tooling They never made a dual stack option. They only had the single stack with the air cleaner. Underneath here, it has soft rubber tires with nice tread pattern, drive tires here, and drive tires on the steer axle. It has positionable steering, not true steering, air tanks, air brake canisters, drive shafts, differentials, bottom engine and transmission detail, fuel tanks. Being a cab over, this cab does tilt. And back then, they actually made their latch work correctly. A big old V8 Detroit diesel. That's what they ran in these trucks. That's what they put under the hood, big V8 diesels. Non-turbocharged, these were supercharged engines. Now let's hook him back up. That is DCP by First Gear's 64 scale die-cast International CO 4070B Transtar 2 cab over, pulling a 40-foot vintage dry van trailer for CRST, Cedar Rapids Steel Transport.
This CRST release was really cool, as it was a dealer exclusive, meaning that we got to get a few, with the rest going directly to CRST. The other CRST releases by DCP were all internal runs, with the entire run going to CRST for promotions and drivers, leaving us collectors out in the cold, having to really hunt for them on the secondary market or track down a driver to get one for us. I talked about why these co-op runs are so unique from the regular open market runs in my video on Why Diecast. Check it out with the link down below to find out. Also, there's a link in the description to get the very last one of these co-op releases for your collection. I wouldn't wait too long though, because once it sells, the link will disappear forever. Not sure where I will be for the next video, so you need to subscribe and ring the bell to find out when my next video comes out. Thanks for watching. I'm Logan, the 64 the Gear Jammer Skeele, and I'll be back with another video soon.